Audiobooks with Big Future. One of the things I love doing is reading. I love reading. I love books. I love reading. I love absorbing stuff. And one of the things I do in my innovation work and my futurist work is I like to absorb stuff that has nothing to do with my core competency. And this is, I think, very important for everyone. I mean, do you remember when Scotty used to not want to go on shore leave because he wanted to sit at home and read his technical manuals? Well, if he sat at home and read his technical manuals, he'd just read more of the same, right? What he really should do is go down to the planet and have some shore leave so that he can experience different things. See, if you're looking to innovate, you need to feed your brain differently. You can't just be reading and consuming the same thing over and over and over again. You need to have a broad outlook on consumption, on things that you read in order to get to that. In fact, one of the things I do is I read far future science fiction, because far future science fiction is a really interesting indicator of where things are going to go. In fact, if you look at hardcore science fiction, a lot of these science fiction authors have created worlds that could be real future worlds, because they've basically extended out where we are today to where we will be today. Now, of course, they're not going to be 100% accurate, because realities are all different. The reality that the author wrote this in is completely different from the reality that's upcoming. So it's entirely possible that the worlds are going to be completely different. But some of the precepts, some of the concepts that are created in these future worlds can easily be pulled back to today, can be backcasted to today. So I read science fiction, but I also read sociology, I read philosophy, I read all sorts of things, because if you think about it, future studies and where we are going as a human species, all that has to be piled in to everything that we're looking at from the innovation front. It cannot just be pure technology. Some of you believe that innovation is just technology. It's just taking what we're doing today and applying more technology to it, or applying advanced technology. You can't just apply AI. You can't just apply IoT. You can't just apply the acronym of choice to what we're doing today, and then suddenly the future is here. That's not the way to do it. It's you do it the other way around. It's kind of like when somebody asks me, because, you know, I'm the technical guy, I'm the IT guy. Everybody in my family says, what computer should I buy? Well, the first thing I ask is, what are you going to do with it? You need to know where you are going, what you're doing, before you apply the technology to what you're going to do. And it works the same way with innovation. You need to fill your brain. You need to feed your brain differently, all different sorts of things from all different types of disciplines, so that you can see the future more clearly. If you just stay stuck in the technical manuals that Scotty was always reading, then all you're going to see is things from the technology side. In fact, in some of our ideation sessions, we purposely leave the technology out. We leave the technology out, and we talk about the type of environment that we're going to be living in. And we talk about that environment, and then we use that environment to determine how the technologies will contribute to the development of that environment. So the technology is not the thing you need to feed in. You need to feed in everything else. Feed your brain differently, and then you'd be able to innovate more effectively.